This is what actor Alexander Skarsgård looks like normally.
You're cold, Vanessa! Cold!
And this is what he looks like in one of my favorite movies, The Northman. The Northman is a brutal film inspired by classic Viking sagas, and its director Robert Eggers worked meticulously to make the movie as period accurate as possible. From the massive set pieces, to the costuming, to the incredibly strange battle rituals. Yeah, those are based on a real thing. However, in this movie, Alexander's character performs physical feats that appear almost superhuman, and make me wonder if any real-life Viking could have actually done them. Things like catching a spear out of midair, swimming fast enough to catch and board a Viking ship, and scaling a wall with his bare hands and battle axe. Fortunately, his personal trainer for the movie, Magnus Lidback, talked about building a program designed for the physical toll this type of movie would demand, and he's made it available for anyone to try. So for the next 30 days, I am going to be following the same workout and diet routine that Skarsgård used to prepare for this role, and then I'm gonna see if I can perform the same 3 feats his character accomplishes in the movie to see if they're actually possible. I'm not gonna die doing any of these though, am I?
Only if you're really bad at them.
So first thing I'm gonna do is pick up some groceries based off Magnus's approved food list, which is pretty close to the foods I am already eating. However, he does list dairy and peanut butter as part of his foods to avoid list, so that'll be a bit of an adjustment. Magnus's diet parameters are pretty standard, targeting 1 gram of protein for every pound you weigh. 3 meals a day with 2 snacks in between, all of which should be consumed inside a 12-hour eating window. One thing that is unique is he doesn't recommend counting calories, instead recommending you eyeball 2 handfuls of vegetables, a handful of protein and carbs, then follow up on the scale to see how you're progressing. Going to be starting out with a chest workout today, as that is usually how I start out my week. For every workout in this program, Magnus recommends starting with a band-assisted warm-up, so I'm gonna do that first to work on my rotator cuff mobility, and then onto the main workout.
I always talk about building a character. It's important who your character is, where he's from, how he moves. When we talked about this character, we knew that we wanted something that was a little bit bigger and thicker. We weren't too worried about the body fat. We wanted someone who could tower up and be a little more intimidating.
While I'm not looking to transform my size in 30 days, I am hoping Magnus's focus on core and compound stability exercises will help build that practical strength I'll need for my final tests. When my first workout is done, I'm feeling pretty good, and I think the bigger challenge will be adjusting to the changes in my diet. After packing away my peanut butter so it's out of sight and out of mind, I'm replacing it with a 1/4 scoop of peanut butter flavored protein powder and swapping in almond milk for my post-workout shake. The final drink is probably 10% less tasty, but contains 80 fewer calories, so it's a pretty good trade actually. But when I tried some of Magnus's other snack recommendations, they were fine. Definitely fine. Okay, so the first week has gone pretty well so far. I still very much miss my peanut butter and feel like it misses me too. Besides that, I've been going through my workouts, and it's slowly been dawning on me that I picked for my final test 3 skills challenges, and I'm gonna need to actually make time to train for those skills. So I've made some plans tomorrow to head to the beach for some open water swimming. Swimming is easily my favorite form of cardio, and I generally feel confident in my ability to swim long distance. But I still don't know how fast I'll need to swim for my final test, and by the looks of things, it's probably a lot faster than I'm swimming now. So when I first pitched this idea to the team, I suggested we were going to buy a couple practice javelins, which they would then throw at me. And apparently those are still pretty dangerous, so that did not make it through that meeting, and we are today practicing with a broomstick, which pretty much makes this a great example of an idea sounding really epic and cool in your head, and then when you factor in the practical components, you just wind up with
Lightning bolt! Lightning bolt! Lightning bolt!
Yep, doing LARPing today. While the spear we'll use for the final day needs to be a lot heavier than this is pretty good for practicing the movement and coordination I'll need on the final test, and I think I was actually pretty good at this, and I honestly got kind of into it.
Lightning bolt!
I feel like this is fine as long as you're using like a broomstick, but if this is a spear, I don't think anyone's doing this.
There are stories in the sagas of warriors catching spears. Before a battle, a warrior might throw a spear over the enemy not intending to hit one of the enemy, but to basically declare, I'm going to sacrifice everybody I kill in this battle is going to be sacrificed to Odin. So it also could be seen as inauspicious if one of the enemy warriors were to catch that spear, because then the vow isn't fulfilled.
This is Dr. Philip Chase, a medievalist and professor of fantasy literature, which pretty much makes him the perfect person to answer all the questions I have about the Vikings.
There are basically two different types of Viking ships, and one is the Kanar. These ships were essentially merchant ships. They would have been deeper and wider than the long ships, which is the other basic type. The long ships were used primarily in war. The ship that Amleth swims toward is almost certainly a Kanar because these were used for the voyages over the ocean because they were deeper and wider, they were more stable, and they were of course slower than the long ships. They could go probably about 75 miles in a day.
Okay, so I just did the math on a ship traveling 75 miles in a day, and if you divide that by, say, let's say 12 hours, it comes to an average speed of about 6.2 miles per hour, which doesn't sound that fast until you factor in that the top Olympic swimmers barely get above 5 miles an hour, which means I could be Michael Phelps on a cocktail of cocaine and tren, and I'm probably still not catching that ship. While it's not a cocktail of cocaine and tren, AG1 is the perfect drink for me to start each day with. That's because I know I'm staying on top of my nutrition with just a single scoop, packed with 75 vitamins, minerals, whole food source superfoods, probiotics, and adaptogens in one convenient daily serving. Taking AG1 guarantees I'm starting my day with the nutrition I'll need to fuel my exercise and recovery. AG1 is NSF certified for sport, which is the gold standard for professional athletes, and lets me know it's made with the best ingredients and that what's on the label is actually what's in the powder. Introducing AG1 into your mornings is one of the simplest and best ways to take control of your daily nutrition. And right now, if you click the link below, Athletic Greens is going to give you a 1-year supply of vitamin D and 5 travel packs for free with your first purchase. So click the link to take advantage of this offer and take control of your nutrition with AG1 from Athletic Greens. All right, so Derek has picked up and put together what is going to be our spear for the day, and it's kind of hefty. He has taped on this tennis ball, which does give it the illusion of some kind of like safety protection, but I still feel like if I get hit with this, it's gonna hurt a lot. Our practice spear is just under 2 pounds, which is pretty close to the estimated weight of a spear from that period. Derek will be throwing it from 30 feet away, and I've set up my backpack as a target for throwing it after I complete the catch. Terrifying. Actually terrifying.
Oh yeah! You got it! Yeah!
Woo! Let's go. Let's do it again.
Oh!
While catching the spear came pretty easily, I probably should have practiced throwing it back.
It kind of hit.
Until finally... I can't even begin to express how much my hand hurts right now. All of this is gonna be so bruised tomorrow. So Cam is already out in his kayak warming up, and he has a speedometer to track his speed. So I only have about 500 meters of water based on the distance we're gonna be going to catch up to him. Cam feels incredibly confident he is going to beat me on this, and I don't blame him. While I can't swim fast enough to catch a Kanar at top speed, I realize the ship in the film is still in the process of taking off, so I've asked Cam to keep his speed between 3 to 4 miles an hour.
Here we go, here we go. Why am I nervous? I have nothing to prove.
But even still, it doesn't give me much hope.
Oh my god. Bro, I swear if he tips me, I'm gonna be actually pissed. Oh, we chillin'. I've got so much distance. Oh, he's giving up. He's giving up. You good?
So pretty much as soon as I hit the water, my goggles fell off. I lost contact. And the gap I gave Cam just wound up doubling as I kind of scrambled to get that sorted out. I felt like I was matching for a little while, and then he just started getting further and further ahead. So I feel like I want to do it again. I know you said I should give him less of a head start, so maybe we do that this time. You were right, Derek. You were right.
Thank you.
Pissed off.
I feel great personally.
Round 2, baby. Let's get it. Row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 merrily. Why do I want him to fail? Oh my gosh, he's so close. It's a beautiful day. I hope a Viking doesn't raid my ship. Bro, he's so close. He's so close to me. Stop. Yo! You did it! How you feel? I can't believe you just did that.
While I was able to catch him on my second attempt, having to shorten the head start so much has definitely reduced any feelings of success. So I'm logging this as 1 out of 2 challenges successfully completed, which leaves as the tiebreaker the only challenge I haven't done any prep for. We have refitted their wall with a row of vertical grips, which should be as close as we can get to mimicking the process of like grabbing the boards on a fortress wall. However, instead of an axe, I will be using this Flintstone style pick, which will be slipped into the holes of the wall so I can hopefully pull myself to the top. This is the first time I've trusted myself to anything Cam has built, so we'll see how this goes. The tape we've added to my pick keeps getting jammed inside the holes, so I quickly swapped it out for a more durable cloth tape and tried again. Okay, more adjustments. I've always been told rock climbing is supposed to have more core and lower body work, and I don't feel like I'm getting any grip from my legs. Oh, here we go. Okay, it jammed, but I'm over. That was stupid hard. I was shocked that we were able to replicate all 3 of the challenges with some degree of success. Mind you, spears would have been thrown farther and faster, and if I were climbing a military wall at that speed, I'd have been stabbed and killed so many times. But I was amazed to find out, even what I thought were the most outlandish parts of the film, all had clear basis in old Viking stories, which honestly just gives me so much more respect for the film. The Northman is a 3 out of 3 on our plausibility test, and Robert Eggers is now 3 out of 3 in making weird history pieces about how strange and wild the past was. I want to thank Dr. Philip Chase for lending his expertise, and Origins Parkour for letting us use their space for our climbing challenge. I've linked both their channels below if you'd like to learn more about fantasy and literature with Dr. Chase, or see some people doing cool parkour flips. Thank you guys so much for watching.